I love movies. Gosh, I love movies.
We come to this place for magic.
I watch a lot of movies.
You do?
Yeah, I watch about a movie a day.
Welcome to Cinephomaniacs, a podcast by and for movie lovers. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Peyton. And today we're talking about the new Anthony Bourdain biopic, Tony.
And we're joined by a special guest, a Lego enthusiast, YouTuber, film critic. You may know her as just2good or just2film. We know her as Sarah. Welcome, Sarah.
Hey, it's great to be on. You know, since I had a hand kind of in getting you all together, like I think I own a few rights to this podcast, so I'm expecting some ad revenue, payments and things like that. Some of that sponsorship deals.
Royalties.
Have your people send our people an invoice and they'll sort it out.
That sounds good. Okay.
All right, Sarah, will you please join us in briefly discussing some of the other movies we've been looking forward to lately in a segment we call Added to Watch List.
Sure.
Well, I think I've been driving you crazy sending you videos all week from Primetime. This is the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator movie starring Robert Pattinson, which has really been making the rounds as reaction images this week. I think this looks really exciting and interesting. This wasn't a show that I watched while it was on, but
Oh, you weren't a TCAP diehard like I am. I love To Catch a Predator. It's so fucked up, but I was super into that back in the day. I even supported Hansen vs. Predator, which was his follow-up where he just scammed a bunch of people. I never got my Kickstarter swag or whatever, but yeah.
Wait, how did he scam people? I don't think I've heard of that.
He basically didn't deliver on the product and it took him forever. It was bad. It was a whole Kickstarter thing. I think there was a good summary on YouTube about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I watched a highlight reel the other day, and I think that was the most of it I'd ever seen.
Really?
It looks a little like Nightcrawler, where they're sort of diving into the darker aspects of Chris Hansen as a character, as someone who's kind of exploiting people and is less concerned about the good the show is doing and more about getting that primetime slot.
Mm-hmm. And we see that a lot with these predator catchers on YouTube, where it feels like a lot of them are doing it more for a self-aggrandizing instead of actually helping society in ways. That's again, this is a topic I find very interesting. And what also drew me to this even before I knew it was Chris Hansen, because initially when I first heard about this movie, it just said somebody was trying to fight their way to Primetime and stuff like that, who was a predator catcher. It didn't say Chris Hansen. Was that this is a film by Lance Oppenheim. And he is one of my favorite directors ever. I love Some Kind of Heaven and I love Sperm World. Sperm World's amazing movie. Great title. Great movie.
You've seen those, right?
I've seen Some Kind of Heaven. I really enjoyed that. It's a documentary about the villages, just less than an hour from us in Florida. There was so much personality to it. It was a really charming look at that community without really giving into those Florida man tropes. And am I correct in thinking this is his first narrative movie?
Yeah, which was interesting because I believe he was supposed to have some movie. It was called The End of Love or something. It was with Joe Carey and, dare I say, what's her name? Mary Kate and Ashley's
Elizabeth Olsen.
I think it was supposed to be them two. I might be wrong. And that project fell through. And so I'm very because it looks like it's shot from the few things I see, because I didn't see this trailer. It looks like it's shot almost like his documentaries and things like that. Definitely both of you check out Sperm World. It's only 80 minutes. Quick in and out experience, and it was my third favorite movie of that year. It was that, then Anora, then The Substance.
The Substance is one of mine, and Anora was your favorite.
Oh, look at that. Good picks. That was a good year.
Yeah, since this is an audio platform, we're sitting right under an Anora poster right now in my apartment.
In my room, I have a poster for Michael Haneke. Yeah, I know I mispronounced the name. Happy End, and then I have one for Dancer in the Dark by Lars von Trier. I think Anora kind of fits the style,
I think they're selling Anora posters signed by Sean Baker on the Neon site.
Okay, I might have to purchase. Yeah, I got to make that. I got to buy the Nirvana the Band show the t-shirt.
Yes, I kind of want to make my own Nirvana the Band the show.
Yes,
t-shirt.
Genderless burger experience.
Yes, we just watched that episode. It was so funny.
Nice,
oh my god.
Nice.
Every episode watching Nirvana the Band, the show, which is now streaming on Hulu and
Crazy.
or Disney Plus if you have that package.
I can't believe it.
Me either. Oh my god. Please watch it and watch the movie.
Peak.
Every episode feels like such a fever dream. I feel like I've drank or done drugs or something. Like, don't know what I'm watching. Can't fully comprehend what's on the screen right now. But even fully sober, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I think Matt Johnson deserves blank checks forever.
Yes. And it seemed, I mean, I guess he's getting another one because Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, won the Canadian Screen Award. And I think when you win that, you get another blank check because I know Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie was made because he won the Canadian Screen Award for Blackberry. So I hope he just keeps making random shit.
I have kind of a funny anecdote about him in relation to Blackberry. I went up to visit my parents at the start of this year, and we always watch movies together. They really helped ignite my love for film, particularly my mom. I really wanted to show them Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie. And I was telling them about it, and I was like, yeah, this guy named Matt Johnson and his friend Jay. And my mom was like, oh, Matt Johnson, I think I've heard of him. And I was like, Mom, I promise, there's simply no way you know who this guy is. Like, no. Like, nose up at her. No, I know better. And she was like, no, I swear I've heard that name. And she couldn't think of what she was remembering it from. So in my head, I was definitely right. And then she comes back to me later and she's like, no, Matt Johnson, director and star of Blackberry. And I was like, oh, yes. Get my ass. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Exactly that, man. Yes. Will you please watch this movie with me?
That's awesome.
And then she did, and we had a great time.
Oh my gosh.
She got your ass on that
She
one.
did.
I'm sorry.
She did.
Yeah, I've been trying to get, like, I've been trying to do, my parents and sometimes my brother, like, we all watch, like, a normie movie, as I say, or whatever. I'm like, I could kind of try to get Blackberry in on there, because I feel like it is his most normie movie.
Yes.
It's still amazing. Normie doesn't mean bad, by the way. And yeah, I'm going to try to get them to see that. I just showed my brother Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, and he hasn't seen anything Matt Johnson, and he loved it, so.
All right, well, we will definitely get back into the Matt Johnson discussion soon, but we have another trailer to talk about. Andrew, you actually brought this one to our attention earlier tonight before we started recording. This is a new film directed by Ben Affleck called Animals. Can you expand a bit upon what this is?
Sure. This movie stars Ben Affleck as a Los Angeles mayoral candidate whose child is kidnapped and has to navigate that. Kerry Washington plays his wife. Stephen Yeun is part of the cast, I believe as his chief of staff or his campaign manager. And Gillian Anderson plays the FBI agent who comes to help them get their child back. This trailer doesn't give a whole lot away other than just the cast and maybe the tone. There's actually no dialogue, so unless you looked it up, you might not know what the premise is. I'm excited for anything directed by Ben Affleck. I love The Town and Gone Baby Gone.
Well, I thought Gone Baby Gone was directed by Casey Affleck. Or does he star in that only?
Casey just stars in it.
Okay, my bad. I haven't seen it, so.
What do you guys think about Animals?
I wouldn't have gotten any of that from the trailer. Like you said, it is dialogue free and really doesn't give anything away. So to me, it just looked like a bunch of high profile actors walking around. And, you know, I love to see Ben Affleck and Gillian Anderson and Kerry Washington and all of the aforementioned people. So maybe I'll see this, but especially with it being a straight to streaming Netflix original, I don't know if this is super high on my watch list, I have to be honest.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about this. The trailer did nothing for me. It just looks like a generic political thriller or something. I don't fucking know. And I, to be fair, haven't seen Argo. I haven't seen Gone Baby Gone. I haven't seen The Town, so I don't have much to base it off of. But yeah, you said Animals. I was like, maybe this could be like about like a furry or something like that. But I was disappointed, so yeah.
A furry or the Muppet?
Yo, that would be cool. When's our new Muppet movie? What was that?
Ben Affleck furry movie.
I would be so down. Like, let's put him in a fursuit. There was like somebody in like a bunny outfit, but it wasn't a fursuit. It was like
no, just the
yeah, it was like a
mask.
mascot or something. Yeah.
What if he created Air, but it was like about the invention of the fursuit?
A trailer also came out for American Hostage, which is actually a TV show, so our apologies. But this tells the story that Dead Man's Wire, which just came out at the end of last year, just told. Except in this cast, they said, what if all of our main characters were white?
Dead Man's Whiter.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I watched this already. Like, what's going on here? Like, I just saw this, you know? I mean, it had Giovanni Ribisi, which my mom loves him. Sorry if any of y'all want to see it. I was bored throughout the trailer. I was looking at, like, to the right of me, there's Diet Coke Lime, and I just tasted it. And it tastes like Diet Coke. I don't taste the lime, but yeah.
Shout out Diet Coke Lime.
They're not sponsoring us, but yeah.
They should, as they're more interesting than this trailer, for sure. The movie starred Bill Skarsgård, so that's always going to intrigue me. And this just doesn't look like it's adding anything that the film didn't already show us. And again, it just feels a bit in poor taste to make all of the main characters white when you just had a feature film adaptation of this where that was not the case. I don't know if this is necessary, but pop off John Hamm, I guess.
I didn't actually see Dead Man's Wire, so nothing about this trailer really grabbed me. I guess the hook is that this version is told from the perspective of the radio host. In this version, he's played by John Hamm. In the movie, he was played by Coleman Domingo. And am I wrong, or is the hostage taker the main character of the movie?
Correct.
And I just feel like that's sort of a maybe inherently more interesting story than
Correct.
being the radio host on the other end of the line. Also, the whole idea of him having a dead man switch is not depicted in this trailer.
Oh yeah, because they're like, we cannot have people confuse this for Dead Man's Wire.
I don't know if any of us even have MGM Plus.
I thought this shit was Netflix.
We might not be able to tune in.
Not that we wanted to.
But feel free to send us your thoughts if you do.
What made you pick this trailer, if I may ask?
Specifically for the Dead Man's Wire.
Okay,
comparison.
yeah. Because I'd never heard of it until now. Nobody's gonna see it. MGM Plus, what the fuck?
The people love John Hamm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true.
People show up for John
That's
Hamm.
true. Like, there's so many streaming. I know it's a tired thing, but there's so many streaming services now. What the fuck is MGM Plus? Like,
Literally, what is MGM Plus? I feel like you can only get it on Prime. Like, it's an extension you add,
Oh, it's
not
one of
an
those,
app in
okay.
itself. No, I think it probably isn't. I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of better movies, Sarah is going to have the pleasure of heading off to TIFF in a couple
Yes.
weeks, which is the Toronto, not Tampa, International Film Festival.
That'd be crazy. Tampa International Film Festival. Yeah, I am so excited for TIFF. I got approved for press again, which makes me really happy because I was worried I wouldn't get approved this year because I've been so busy with the Lego channel. But TIFF has an amazing lineup every year. It's my favorite film festival, at least one that I can attend because like I can't attend con. This year, I'm going to just geek out a bit about some movies from my favorite directors because like they have a new Lee Chang-dong movie, which I love. LCD, like Burning, amazing movie. Have any of you seen Burning?
No.
No? Okay. Oasis, 2002.
I don't think so.
No? Secret Sunshine?
I don't think so.
No, we have
Really?
some,
Okay.
we have some homework.
Yeah, I gotta get you all on Lee Chang-dong. Peppermint Candy. He's one of my favorite directors, but I just saw all of his movies, a lot of them for the first time this year, because a few years ago I saw Burning and Secret Sunshine, which I love both of those. But yeah, he's a South Korean director, and he makes some amazing movies. He has his first film in 8 years since Burning, and I'm very excited. I'm going in blind. And then there's a new Mike Lee movie. You've seen some Mike Lee, right?
Yeah, I've seen some of Mike Lee's movies. I thought what was his last one called?
Hard
Truths?
Truths, yep, yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
It was good,
I
it was
really-
good.
Honestly, kind of hard to watch, but just very brutal and human performance in that.
And I
Always,
wish she
like-
got recognized for it, you know, but it didn't feel like at least, I mean, I'm looking from the Oscars, so maybe that's why, but like, I felt like she was kind of shut out of the Oscars for that role. There's a new, I forgot the director's, I can never pronounce his name, it's a Russian director, and he was sick for a while, and he did the movie Leviathan. Have you seen Leviathan? Russian movie.
I don't
No,
think
but
so.
I've heard really good things.
It's so good. It's so good. I've seen all of his movies. I forgot what some of his other ones are called. Leviathan 2015 or 16.
14.
14. Andre Zugwets. Yeah, Dev.
Andre...
Zvagintsov.
Yeah. Just like this very interesting like Russian drama about like a small town and corruption. incredible movie. His most recent movie, which was 2018, or it might have been 2016. I forgot the name of it. And he has some other banger movies, like I think one's called Elena. Loveless. Loveless is fucking amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, 2017. But yeah, he had a bad reaction to the Sputnik vaccine. This isn't like anti-vax or anything like that. But yeah, like people were thinking that the Russian government poisoned him or something like that because he's pretty anti-Russian government. And it looked like he might have died, like he was going to die or something for a couple of years there, but he recovered. And this is his first movie. It's called Minotaur, since 2017. So 9 years. I can't wait to see it. His movies are fucking amazing. So there's that. There's a new Danny Boyle movie coming out. I love Danny Boyle's creativity with how distinct each of his movies are. So even if it's not a good movie on a script wise, it could be interesting to look at and things like that.
That's Ink, right?
Ink, yep.
The Rupert Murdoch movie starring Jack O'Connell.
Yep, I'm hyped for it. I'm very excited for it. Andrew High, who did, what is it called?
All of Us Strangers.
All of Us Strangers is his most recognizable one, which I liked a lot. I loved, I think it's like 47 years or something like that. What was it called? 45 Years. That's an amazing movie. Weekend is amazing. Weekend's like extremely underrated gay drama, just about kind of like a hookup kind of. Love that movie to death. And Lean on Pete. Lean on Pete is an amazing coming of age drama. So he has a new movie coming out and I'm so excited for that. Just banger movie after banger movie. I can't fucking wait. Like, it's going to be amazing. Also, Wild Horse 9, the guy who did 3 Billboards and, you know, In Bruges.
Love 3 Billboards.
Yes, I love there's been revisionists where people are like, oh, it's actually overrated and stuff. You know, it's each their own cinema. 3 Billboards like top 20 movie for me. I fucking love 3 Billboards. And Banshees of Inisherim is amazing. Like Martin McDonagh in Bruges is amazing. All 3 of those movies I love. The only one I don't love is Seven Psychopaths, I think it's called.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like I can't wait for Wild Horse 9, even though like the trailer's been spammed, so I have to walk out of the theater every time it plays. Lots of cool stuff at TIFF.
You think you'll run into Matt Johnson?
I mean, last year I ran into Jay. I have a picture of Jay.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance.
I've heard if you walk around Toronto, you can just kind of run into Matt Johnson randomly.
That would be so cool. I mean, he was at like some Magic tournament a few months ago because he's doing that Magic the Gathering movie. So I guess he was going for research. But yeah.
Please FaceTime me if that happens.
Okay. Okay. I'll be like, shout out my friend Pay. You know, shouts out.
You guys are not ready for Sarah and I to
start we're going to thirst over him hardcore.
Oh my God.
I'm so down. Let's go. Let's go.
Is Matt Johnson a furry?
No. He appears in a lot of furry media, like what is it, Matt and Jay Break Loose, which is like a furry animated show, and then also a lot of YMS's stuff, who is a furry, so shouts out. Yeah.
You interviewed YMS on a hotel bed, and YMS interviewed Matt Johnson on a hotel bed.
You see?
You got to make it happen.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, literally. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Matt Johnson's I'm going to revive the Just2 podcast and have Matt Johnson on there to talk about Lego. Like, let's go.
Adam, hook a girl up.
Literally, please. Yeah. No, I would not. I would be starstruck if Matt Johnson. Like, I was starstruck when I met Jay. Like, oh my gosh.
I bet.
Like, he was literally walking back, and I was like, hey, can I have a picture? And I got a picture with him. But yeah,
crazy.
It was great. Imagine if he was on this podcast. All right, sorry.
Please, Matt.
Imagine if he was in my apartment on my couch.
Yo.
Don't say that.
Right now. Oh my gosh, yes.
This next section is something we call Remove from Watch List, where every week we try to chip away at just a few of the movies Andrew wants to watch on Letterboxd.
Because Andrew has like a billion, like you go on any random movie and Andrew has it on his watch list.
Yes,
every
literally.
Short movie,
click
everything.
Anything and want to watch under that section, Andrew's profile is there.
I don't know how, but yeah, like, do you just like look up new movie? Like, do you type in 2026 and just add, like, how do you do this, dude? Like,
yes, share what your number is at now and a bit of your process behind curating this watch list.
52,202.
Bro.
And when we started this podcast, I think it was at about 58,000.
Yes, so he's really brought it down significantly.
Did you remove them or did you watch 6,000 movies?
He has not watched
6,000. I've just been removing them.
No.
I've been going to like short films I know I'll never watch, or I had movies on there that were lost movies. Like, I can't watch them.
Hey, you never know.
And to be fair, he adds movies that he has already seen and just wants to watch again.
That's another thing
That's not removing. The purpose of the watch.
I mean, I think that makes sense. I want to watch them.
I feel that. I'm honestly with Andrew on that one. I've done that. I don't even use the watch list feature that much anymore because I have private watch lists of like, okay, I'm going to watch this in the next 5 days. I want to watch this in the next year. So yeah, I never even follow that shit anymore because it's just like I barely get to watch movies on my own volition, you know?
I've been pivoting to having little mini watch lists lately. Like I'll watch the movie that's been on there the longest, or the movie from the 2020s that's been on there the longest, just to kind of gradually watch something and not just immediately go for whatever the newest thing is.
When I first met you, you were watching movies like 15 movies a day. It was kind of crazy. It felt like that at least. But I've seen you slow down a bit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the peak was probably during, well, the peak was definitely during 2020, 2021.
Mhm.
Why? What happened?
There was like this thing happening in the world where I was just home every day.
What was it?
So I would just like log on for work and then like start a movie and just keep playing different movies throughout the day. So there were days where I was watching like 5 or 6 movies just kind of casually. If I were still watching movies at that rate, I maybe could get through 58,000, but
That would be,
it's kind of hard with my current schedule.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Well, thankfully you're at 52,000 now, so maybe you can do it.
Yeah. You should just like have a random number generator and then 1 through 52,000.
I should.
True.
If I watch 1,000 movies a week, I can finish this list this year.
That's true. Imagine watching 1,000 movies a week. That's not even humanly possible. Unless they're all short films or
Very
something.
short movies.
Yeah.
Well, you guys saw one that I haven't gotten a chance to see yet. How was The End of Oak Street?
It was better than I expected in some ways and worse than I expected in others. I'm always down to see Anne Hathaway, and usually I love Ewan McGregor as well. I don't know if he was that strong here, although I'm a little torn because I think maybe his character did call for the kind of pathetic performance he was turning in. But on the more positive side, this was so much gorier than I thought it would be, which is always fun for me.
It was a PG-13 and it's
Yeah,
pretty gory.
And it was pretty gory.
What it was,
My
yeah.
mouth was on the floor a couple of times.
I don't know. I love, what is it, David Robert Mitchell, right? That's because
Yeah.
I get him mixed up with the guy who did like Short Bus and like Hedwig and the Angry Inch, John Cameron or something.
John Cameron Mitchell.
So
Similar
they're both
name.
okay. There you go.
3 names and Mitchell.
Yeah, literally. So I love Under the Silver Lake to death, and then It Follows is really cool, but it was like trying to be kind of cheesy and like ham it up a bit and camp, but I wish it went further either in the camp territory or either in its disturbing aspects. But at the end of the day, it just kind of felt like that's kind of fun movie, you know? I was like, didn't really surprise me on a filmmaking standpoint, which I thought It Follows and Under the Silver Lake had some great cinematography, and I love the score of Under the Silver Lake. So I was really let down by this, honestly.
Did Disasterpiece do the score for The End of Oak Street?
I actually don't know. I don't know who did the score, to be honest.
I've seen online that The End of Oak Street is a better old school Spielberg homage than the new Spielberg is.
I mean, it's produced by J.J. Abrams, and it reminded me of like Super 8 a little bit, but then it's like, it kind of gives up on trying to be that at some point. And I'm like, okay.
It does. It definitely gives up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like, it was almost like a total mess, honestly, at some point.
Interesting. Well, it's interesting because...
And the ending's very frustrating, but yeah, I won't spoil anything.
The ending
Well, don't
rips,
tell me yet.
We won't go to spoil.
The ending rips the rug out from a lot of the film in a way that is not positive.
That's a good way to put it.
Are they not actually in the past?
Spoilers.
Okay.
I'm not confirming or denying.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Maybe
They just wake up. They're like, wow, what a weird dream.
No, that's not
Okay.
how
Because if
That'd
I
be
had to
funny.
predict what the
Super Mario
twist
Bros.
is,
2.
it would be they're not in the past, they're in the future. Planet of the Apes. But
Nope.
it's kind of crazy because David Robert Mitchell was basically in director's jail after Under the Silver Lake.
Which makes me sad that movie's so peak.
It's been 7 years, and he's coming back with this like high budget Hollywood movie and the sequel to It Follows. So
I know, it makes me... he's been developing this for a while. I remember when
Really?
it was called Flower Veil Street or something, like a couple of years ago.
Oh,
There was
I
only
remember
rumors
that.
that it was dinosaurs, and then it's like, oh, okay.
I do think they should have kept the dinosaurs hidden from the marketing.
Yeah.
But of course they weren't going to do that.
I kind of like knowing what the movie is about in that sense.
That's fair. To each their own. But I get it, because a lot of people don't like Under the Silver Lake. And
A lot of people haven't heard of Under the Silver Lake.
that's true. It didn't really do too well. But like, everybody I've seen either loves it or hates it.
Listeners, show it to your parents and report back.
Under Silver Lake.
I'm kidding.
I saw it with my mom.
Wow.
Literally, I literally saw it. I saw it with my mom and my brother the second time. I was like, I'm gonna show you something complex. I see a lot with my mom in terms of movies, but yeah, it was pretty intense, honestly, with certain parts. But yeah, I love that movie though. That's such a peak movie, and I get it. It's not for everybody, but fuck, I found that movie hard.
How was it seeing the end of Oak Street in the Dino exhibit?
I came late, so it was kind of hard to get time for it. We were supposed to get merch for it, but I didn't know.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they didn't really advertise where you're supposed to go.
Did you get merch?
No, but it's okay.
It's fine. I don't need merch for it.
Better to come late than not to come at all.
It started at like 8. I came at like 7:35. So they gave us free entry to the Dino exhibit, but I didn't really have much time to, you know.
They give you Dino Nuggies. Right?
No.
Please. That would be so base. I love Dino Nuggies.
More food at movie events.
When do they have food at movie events? Because I like, you know, lobster at Tony. Like, do they do this at any?
The Enzian be having food.
Yes. I remember I had like a sallow and they were giving us Tootsie Rolls.
That's
It was
crazy.
awesome.
That's
Gross.
genius.
It was
horrible,
genius.
Crazy.
Yeah, I loved it.
Sallow is like the perfect movie for uncomfortable brunch.
Yeah, it's like Uncomfortable Brunch, the movie.
I'd love to eat during that for sure.
Well, they had the Tootsie Rolls. Time at the right scene.
All right, Andrew, you've been watching House of the Dragon season 3.
Yes, this is another work about flying reptilians. This is the 3rd season of the Game of Thrones spinoff. It just had its finale last night.
Already?
Are you guys Hot D fans?
No.
Nope.
Game of Thrones?
Nope.
I watched it, but for some reason, it's just very difficult for me to get invested in the world. Barring certain episodes, the Red Wedding goes crazy, but generally, no. I don't know why.
I was trying to watch it during the last season because everybody was watching the last season and getting hyped. So I was like, starting, you know, that show. And I got like 3 episodes in and that shit was corny.
If you hated the parts of Game of Thrones where they would get really into genealogy and like, you know, this person is this person's great uncle, but also his brother, then you would hate House of the Dragon, especially season 1, because it's all about like the 10 years of interfamily marriages leading to this war. So season 1 was all the build up to the war, and then we had to wait 2 years for season 2 to come out because shows just don't come out every year anymore. Season 2 is very frustrating because they spent the whole season trying to avoid going to war. And then when they finally decided to go to war with one another, the season just ended.
Oh my
and if you look at like
gosh.
the real life context, they wrote the season to be 10 episodes. HBO reduced it to 8 because it was just too expensive. So they said, all right, well, episode 9 and 10 are now episode 1 and 2 of next season.
Oh my gosh.
So you
That's
have
frustrating.
the first 2 seasons of the show essentially building up to a war that we still haven't gotten to see. Which brings us to season 3, where now we get the war. So what should have been the finale of last season is the premiere of this season. So we have just the 2 biggest episodes to start off the season. There's so many battles, so many characters are getting their deaths or coming face to face with one another. And I think that made it a really satisfying season because it's just all payoff after them basically blue balling us for 4 years. Now we're getting all the dragon fights, all the big battles, just a whole season of that. I don't really know where it goes from here in season 4, but I guess we'll find out in 2 years.
Can I talk a spoiler from it?
Yeah.
The only interesting thing out of this whole show was that Abigail Thorne is in it.
Yes.
And then I heard she like got killed off, so that
She had
was
a
it.
big role in the big battle in the
That's
first episode.
crazy. That's crazy to me that she was in here. She's like a trans woman YouTuber.
Yeah.
Shouts out. She's in I think Castration movie 3 or part 2
Mhm.
of 3, so shouts out.
I mean, I watched Philosophy Tube, so the fact that she's like in a big HBO
That's
show
so
is crazy
crazy.
to me.
Yeah.
We've also watched the first 2 episodes recently of The Shards.
I don't even know
aka
what
The
is this.
Shards.
This is Ryan Murphy's newest FX show based on a novel of the same name, and it follows a group of private school besties who are living their best lives in the 80s when a series of murders threaten their idyllic status and lifestyle at their LA private school. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think that's about right. This was developed between Ryan Murphy and Bret Easton Ellis based on Bret Easton Ellis' book. And the main character is actually named Bret. So I think on some level, this is sort of based on his own experiences in high school at a wealthy school in Beverly Hills.
Were his friends murdered?
I don't think so. I think that part might be fictionalized.
False valor.
Of course, your theory is that the protagonist of this show is the killer. And he may well be, I don't know. I think it'd be an interesting twist for Bret Easton Ellis to write a book where Bret was the killer.
I haven't read the book, and I don't think Ryan Murphy will follow that exact path, to be fair. There were just some shots and things in the first episode that led me to believe they might be doing some sort of split personality, primal fear type thing.
And I don't disagree with you necessarily. I mean, at this point, I think Bret killed his parents. But yeah, there's kind of this American Psycho-esque narration at points. Mostly it's just kind of cheesy. It's just a Ryan Murphy cheeseburger.
Ryan Murphy, I know gets a lot of hate. What has he done? Did he do like American Horror Story or something?
Yes, American Horror Story. He's done the American Crime series TV shows, which recently was pretty popular. I think it was American Love Story, where his previous series have been crime stories, but the JFK
Jr.
Yes, that series. He has done Grotesquerie, Pose, American Horror Stories, which is a spin-off of the original show.
I think I've heard Pose is good. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard Pose is good, and I will say, while his shows have declined in quality over the years, and I think pretty much everything he puts out now is kind of blanket bad, I'm sorry to say, Pose was revolutionary in its starring and centering of queer characters of color. I don't think anyone was casting like that, like Ryan Murphy at the time. So I will give him that. More recently, he's become better known for the Monster series, which has covered killers like Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein, and the Menendez brothers, a series which is actually interfering with their real-life case, which I think is particularly despicable. But he's made it clear that despite protests from the family members of the victims of these people or the people directly involved themselves, in the case of the Menendez brothers, that he doesn't really care about their opinion or how he's affecting them. So I think that is pretty vile. I'm not going to take away from the wonderful media he has produced earlier on in his career, but I think the path that he's ventured down kind of sucks, to be frank.
I don't follow any of that, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
I liked OJ. I thought that was a story that really lent itself to that kind of melodramatic coverage. Same thing with the Bill Clinton impeachment season. I actually haven't watched any of his horror shows, so I don't know about that. But just from what I've seen of him, there seems to be a very consistent kind of artificial feeling acting and just very melodramatic stories and dialogue. Seems like you kind of know what you're getting into when you watch one of his shows. And another one we saw recently was a Scream Unseen at AMC. We had our fingers crossed this was going to be Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, or perhaps Buddy, or even It Ends. Instead, it was Ice Cream Man by Eli Roth. As soon as that was announced, there was kind of a collective groan throughout the theater. The lady in front of us actually just stood up and left, and grabbed her snacks and everything and went home. So good for her.
And for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to have Eli Roth introduce this film through a pre-recorded segment that they played, going through his filmography from Hostel to his portrayal of the Bear Jew in Inglourious Bastards, which was just very strange. It felt like they were trying to make up for the fact that Eli Roth is pretty hated online right now due to his, honestly, bloodlust for Palestinians currently going through the genocide that is being perpetuated by Israel and other countries contributing financially. And he also said that Greta Thunberg deserved to be eaten by cannibals for participating in a protest against said genocide. So it's safe to say that we are not fans of his. Honestly, it was kind of a relief that this played because it was a way to see it and be able to form an opinion on it without directly choosing to give Eli Roth money, which I would never do. And I think that all of the criticism it's getting is warranted. Not only was this made by someone whose moral compass I honestly personally question, it was just bad. It is open about the fact that it uses generative AI for several of the logos seen throughout the film, along with certain animated sequences that are used. So it's directly taking jobs away from artists in that way as well. So it seems like morally, in every way here, Eli Roth just made the worst decision he could. It really wasn't anything original, especially when we have movies like Cooties. And yeah, I just didn't enjoy this.
Yeah, I had no plans on seeing this, and I have still no plans on seeing it.
There's some pretty brutal gore throughout it. So I think if you're just going to the movies for that, you'll find what you're looking for. But the movie around it is just not good at all. The acting, the dialogue, the plot is all very poor, very lazy, honestly. Just kind of an excuse to get from one gore scene to the next. A lot of the content is pretty repulsive, honestly. I mean, it's these children committing murders. Some of the shots of the girls especially are just kind of leering and weird, I felt like. Especially knowing the guy he is in real life. I don't know that he can quite get away with that.
Yes, there are some lingering shots of 12-year-old girls licking ice cream cones in this film that I think deserve some further inspection. Also, one of our main characters is a 12-year-old girl with bulimia, which Eli Roth handles with no grace or nuance at all. It is completely treated as a joke. She even has the line, "I'm a 12-year-old girl, of course I know how to make myself throw up." And a lot of people are saying, oh, that's just on par for Eli Roth. It's such an overreaction to call that out. But I think especially in the moment we are at today, this extreme backlash where we are moving back towards a place where extreme thinness is in. I'm a very big Ariana Grande fan, but look at the conversation around her. I just don't think it is funny, appropriate, or necessary to have a child portraying a 12-year-old girl telling the world that bulimia is funny. It didn't sit well with me. There weren't any laughs in the theater anytime a joke was made about it. And it really called into question for me how Eli Roth even views women and girls just watching this. It was really off-putting and strange.
I think you said it.
Well, it's all right.
It's showtime, folks.
And now for the reason you're all really here. Let's talk the new Anthony Bourdain biopic, Tony.
This is a film directed, co-written, and co-produced by Matt Johnson, Cinephomaniacs' favorite, and one of Sarah's favorites as well. This
Shouts
is someone
out.
we've really bonded over. Actually.
Yeah, we both think Matt's really hot.
He's
so
so hot. Dude, so let's get into our introductions to him. Mine was when Andrew took me to see Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie at the NZN.
Yeah.
I walked into it not knowing what it was going to be about
that's great.
all. At all. So I'll try not to get into spoilers for those that haven't seen, because really this
Just
is...
go into a blind.
Yes, this is a movie
Nirvana
you
the Band,
need
the
to
show.
know nothing about.
And no, you don't need to watch any show before or anything. Just know that.
But by the end, I was just absolutely in love with Matt and Jay and knew I would follow them everywhere they went and anything they made, anything they were a part of. Matt in particular is so absolutely hilarious. He comes across as someone who has the kind of ADHD where you can just point a camera at him and you're gonna get the most entertaining footage of your life. Like, you don't need to give him any direction or anything. He is just always on, ready to entertain, to perform.
Yeah, literally, you bring up a good point there, because like he did special segments for my favorite like YouTube channel group, which is Mega 64. Like he specifically did stuff for their online convention, and it was literally just him and Jay in the middle of nowhere just riffing, and it's like super funny. And it's like he put his all into just like a little segment in this online convention for Mega 64. So yeah, he does have that talent where he's just amazing on camera and just entertaining as fuck.
I watched Operation Avalanche back in the day, and I also watched Blackberry when it came out. I was vaguely aware there was an internet show called Nirvana the Band about a band that was being confused with Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, but they're not that. That's about all I knew. I'd never seen any of the web series or any of the Viceland series. Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie was my first exposure to that side of Matt Johnson. And I think really kind of won me over for him, made me go back and revisit Blackberry and Operation Avalanche in a new way. And we've been watching the Viceland series lately and we've been plowing right through it. The episodes are so addictive.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Truly. And I also thought this was going to be some kind of documentary about the actual band Nirvana going into it. So imagine my surprise. Just speaking of Matt Johnson, there is a shot in this film where he's wearing a suit for most of it and a suit jacket, but he takes off the suit jacket and is in a sleeveless shirt and it reveals his biceps, and I slid out of my chair. I was not prepared for the guns on this man. Truly. It was one of the craziest experiences.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because it's just, and I've heard other people say this, I know it's not an original thought, but the movie starts out, and I'll actually include a clip of Matt talking about this because he was on Stavi's podcast, who is also in the film Tony, talking about how he doesn't think he's handsome, and that is not true.
I don't look at it negatively at all. Yeah.
But it must have been tough to look at yourself. Like having to be
I had no vanity. Do you know what my mom said to me when I was young?
Yeah.
I turned to her, I think I was 11 years old, and I said, Mom, I was looking in the mirror, and I looked to her, and I said, Mom, am I handsome? And she looked at me, she's a doctor, and she looked at me, she's so sober, I love her. Like, and she said, no.
Your mom said no.
My mom said no. But then she said, but you are interesting looking. And I swear, this has been a deep truth of my life.
That's awesome.
And I think my mom in some ways feels like self-conscious about saying that, as though she'd hurt me, but it didn't. Even at the time, I wasn't,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like.
It's honestly better to do that than lie.
But the shot just cuts to his biceps and oh my god.
Shouts out. Yeah,
Just shouts out. It's crazy, and I'm sure it was intentional. I know you know what you're doing, Matt. But you go from kind of being like, oh, this is a silly, goofy guy at the start of the movie, to being like, this is the man of all time. And I would do anything to just talk to him. Oh my god.
This is why you gotta go to TIFF.
Yeah, oh my god, please. Sneak me in your suitcase.
Okay.
Matt, I'm coming for you. It's not a threat.
No, yeah. I mean, I was introduced to him. I mean, we mentioned YMS. YMS would keep yapping about Matt Johnson back in the day, and he recommended Nirvana the Band, the show. But what I really connected to back in the day when I was younger was the Dirties. I saw the Dirties way back when, which that's another one, going to it blind. I love that movie. I saw that. I guess I saw that in high school or something like that. I loved that, and then I didn't finish Nirvana the Band, the show back then, because I don't think I got the humor as much as I got it now. And then I watched Blackberry when it came out, and I was like, oh shoot, like this was awesome. So yeah, that brings me to going to TIFF last year, and I'm I'm going to watch Nirvana the Band show and watch the movie at TIFF, because YMS kept saying it was really good, and so I didn't finish the show still to this day because I need to fucking finish it, and I lost the archive link. Now they've added it to Disney Plus, so I'm going to be doing that. But I saw Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie at TIFF last year, and it quickly became my favorite movie of 2025. I love it so much. I've seen it like 4 times, I think, already. Show it to like everybody who doesn't know anything about Nirvana the Band, the show. I'm like, okay, I gotta show you this movie. And then Operation Avalanche is probably my least favorite of all of his stuff, but I really like how different it is from his other stuff. He also has a good little show called Matt and Bird Break Loose, which was like this animated show that he made that you could watch it with your children. It's kid friendly, but it's literally just Nirvana the Band, the show, as an animated children's show in a way. But I wouldn't even say it's like a family show. It doesn't talk down to its audience or anything like that. So yeah, he has a lot of great stuff. And he would appear on a lot of movie podcasts I like and stuff like that, and like collab with a lot of YouTubers I like. So I love him.
I think every interview I watch with him is either so funny or so inspiring.
He's oh my gosh, like his stuff will pop up on my Instagram where he's just being interviewed, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like I want to make a movie right now.
Exactly. He's such a silly guy, but he also seems to be just tapped into the human spirit. And every time I watch something with him, I'm like, I am ready to go. I'm destined to have a career in movies. I have so many friends.
Fuck
we can
yeah.
do this. Let's go.
Literally,
He's
I'm like
so
inspiring.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love how he works around copyright like restrictions and things like that. Some of his media will have like these crazy licensed movies or songs, and I'm like, he really got this in here, not from something he paid seemingly, but like just under fair use. I love that, honestly.
Very impressive.
Yeah. And he is really hot.
Look up this man's biceps. I mean, it's all of him, head to toe. But,
Shouts out.
So should we get into Tony?
It only a movie.
For some reason, it made me think of that time I got an Instagram ad for I, Tanya, and Amanda thought it said, "It only a movie." And we quote that almost every day.
It Tony a movie.
Tony is a new movie about a young Anthony Bourdain. It's set in 1975 when a 19-year-old Bourdain goes to Provincetown for the summer and becomes a cook for the first time. It's based on the first few chapters of Kitchen Confidential.
I was, to be frank, a spoiled, miserable, narcissistic, self-destructive, and thoughtless young lout, badly in need of a good ass-kicking. Rudderless and unhappy, I went in with some friends on a summer share in Provincetown, Cape Cod. It was what my friends were doing, and that was enough for me.
It stars Dominic Sessa as Bourdain, Emilia Jones, Leo Woodall, Antonio Banderas, and Stavros Halkias.
And in case we forgot to mention, it was directed by Matt Johnson.
His first movie he's not in, I believe.
Yes, it is his first movie he's not in. And he said specifically this is because he related to the story he was telling so much. He felt like he was telling a tale from his own childhood. Therefore, it didn't feel right to put himself in the film when so much of himself was already there.
Tony, like all of your films, centers on a single-minded, driven character who is willing to deceive others to achieve his ambitions. What is it about this character archetype that fascinates you as a filmmaker?
I wouldn't say that, there's that great line, I didn't choose it, it chose me. And it's because that is the only thing I know anything about. I have a deep respect for boys pretending to be men, because I am one. And this, I think, is all of our journey. Even you two brothers in Australia, you too, look at you. You are here interviewing us, but I know you're still the kids that you were when you grew up together, like playing video games. It's like we can't, and it's the people who successfully escape their childhood that I actually think live a doomed life. And so all of my movies are about trying to connect the adult persona you become with the person you were. It's what motivates me. And in Anthony Bourdain, I saw this same struggle. A man desperately trying to keep one hand on his childhood self, even though that was killing him.
Because every Matt Johnson movie is really a movie about Matt Johnson.
Thank fucking God.
He'll just play himself across time. Like, it's just great. Yeah.
And we're salivating.
He just has Dominic Sessa as an avatar for a young Matt Johnson right now.
I see it. They look cousins, brothers,
He looks
siblings, lovers.
He looks like if Matt and Jay had a baby.
Honestly,
I don't know if I see Jay in him.
I can see a little bit of Jay in him. I can see the vision.
Well, it starts with Tony as a freshman at Vassar College, and he's just kind of a smartass. He's not really that good at school. He kind of considers himself a genius, and his estimation of himself exceeds any of his actual achievements. He applies for this scholarship, and he wants to write a coming-of-age book, or as he calls it, a...
Bildungsroman, right?
Yes.
I probably mispronounced it.
But so does he, so it's okay.
Exactly.
And none of us can say it.
He hits on this girl he recognizes at a bar, and he's throwing a bunch of big words at her, trying to be poetic, and be honest, is it working?
No. Well, it's working a little bit for her. I don't think he's being particularly charismatic in this moment. I think he has the advantage of a much less charismatic man also being in frame right now, and her friends she doesn't seem all that into. So Tony is clearly the most interesting person in her vicinity at the moment, but it's not the best we'll see him throughout the film.
Unfortunately, he strikes out, and this is her last night there because she's going to Provincetown for the summer.
She does invite him to find her when she gets back, though, in a very flirty way. So the interest is there.
He does not get the scholarship he thought he was going to get, but pretends he did anyways, and bums his way to Provincetown, claiming he is going there as part of this fellowship to write his book. In reality, he has very little money, and his only plan is to go there and see her. As soon as he finds her, she's with another guy.
This is a good exercise on that scale from when things are romantic to creepy based on how into the guy you are. Because, for example, if Andrew or Matt Johnson did this for me, I'd be super into it. But if it was just a random guy, I don't know if it would be all that sweet.
It's like the flirting versus sexual harassment meme.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
After he sees that she's with another guy, he's kind of drowning his sorrows at this local restaurant. Ends up getting so drunk he starts a fight in the restaurant and gets kicked out. He gets thrown out by the chefs, Antonio Banderas and Leo Woodall, and Leo Woodall actually takes the last of his cash when he's not looking. So now he's down to $0.
Was it revealed that was Leo Woodall who did that? Because they never show his face. I just thought that was a random person.
It was, yes.
Okay.
And this movie did such a good job of using Leo Woodall against us. The last time we as audiences saw him was in Tuner, and he was a sweetie little boy for the most part.
I gotta see Tuner.
And so I was not expecting the absolute asshole, frankly, that we get in Leo Woodall here. This was an excellent turn of character.
I was gonna say, Leo Woodall I thought was a standout here. I thought he was really fucking good. The whole time I thought it was Emery Cohen, though, if you know who that is.
Uh-huh.
I literally thought it was him. I was like, oh, Emery Cohen, shouts out, Place Beyond the Pines. But yeah, he's like this unhinged kind of asshole who has his own problems, who takes Tony under his wing in a way. I thought it was a good performance. Felt very genuine.
He kind of runs away with the movie. He is so good at straddling the line between just this repulsive character and also someone you're kind of rooting for. And I think that makes him perfect for what his role is to Tony Bourdain. This is the guy that seems cool to you when you're 18. The guy who's like doing drugs at work and banging random women in the bathroom. Once you grow up a bit, as he does in this movie, you realize, oh, this guy's actually insane and he's like a mess.
No, that's a great way to put it, yeah.
Maybe not the best role model.
And I was shocked to find out he's actually like a British actor because he had the accent down, the Boston accent down pretty well.
So Tony runs into this girl, Nancy, again, and decides he's going to stay a while. Plus, he has no money. And he ends up working a shift in the very restaurant that he was kicked out of under Antonio Banderas, which becomes kind of a summer-long job for him. And up to this point, he's fancied himself a writer, but this summer job sort of instills in him a love of cooking and exposes him to a kitchen for the first time. So it kind of creates the Anthony Bourdain we grow to know.
This really does feel like the perfect time in Bourdain's life to focus on, because it allows the ending of the story still to be hopeful, while still giving us a lot of insight into this man who deservedly is a beloved figure for a lot of people across generations, really.
One of the things I actually really liked about this was that it did focus on such a small part of his life. All the information in this movie is covered in the first 3 chapters of Kitchen Confidential. This isn't like a basket to casket biopic, and I think it's stronger for it. If they gave the protagonist of this movie a different name, there's no reason it couldn't just be like a A24 drama or a coming-of-age movie, not even a biographical film.
I did think it was very interesting to learn that Matt Johnson didn't pursue making this. It was offered to him. He had a quote that also intrigued me a lot in saying that because Bourdain is not a role model to him, he was able to make this movie from the perspective of seeing Bourdain as someone who was able to be influenced by other people, especially when he was younger. But this just, I don't know, doesn't strike me as the kind of movie that was just offered to someone. It very much feels like a passion project. So it really surprised me to learn that it was just thrust upon Matt Johnson, who I think is the perfect person to tell, honestly, any story, especially stories that require such heart.
I'm so glad this isn't a standard biopic, because, like, I'm so tired of that format. A lot of movies that cover, like, real people and things like that nowadays. It's kind of like a slice of life coming of age movie on how somebody became the person that we all know them as. But even if you don't know anything about Anthony Bourdain, like they said, it was just like great character piece. And I think it's really elevated by the performances. I loved Dominic Sessa. Okay. I loved him as Tony, where he has this overconfidence at points, but then he can easily be put in his place in many ways, and just kind of discovering his life as this young person. And I think Antonio Banderas is also really good as a little bit of like a mysterious mentor in many ways, somebody who's passionate about what they do, even if the thing that they do isn't the most highly regarded thing or anything like that, and a very formative person in Tony's life. It was a distinct role for Antonio Banderas, which I think there's so many roles where I'm just like, oh, that's Antonio Banderas. I felt like he really disappeared into this role. And like I said, that one person, what's their name? Leo Woodall, right? I thought was fantastic as well. My favorite part of this was the performances, but I also loved how this film was shot, because I was expecting it to be handheld, because it feels like so much of Matt Johnson's work is handheld camera, but it's very distinct in how the visual design is from the rest of the Matt Johnson work that I've seen. And there's a lot of, just shots that look gorgeous and how it captures the P-Town aesthetic and everything like that. Like, I love how it uses like sunsets. I love how it uses the location it's at, and you get a good sense of location. I also thought that the score was fantastic, which was by Jay, so that was awesome as well. Oh, is that who it was shot by?
Yeah, this was shot by Michael Bauman, the cinematographer of Licorice Pizza and One Battle After Another.
No wonder.
Should have won the Oscar for One Battle After Another, in my opinion.
Yeah, wait, what won?
Sinners.
No offense to Sinners, but One Battle deserved.
I don't even think Sinners is a badly shot movie or anything. I just thought One Battle After Another looked that good.
One Battle was fucking amazing visually. Holy crap.
And Tony doesn't really look like either of those movies visually, but it is very well shot.
A lot of it is like, okay, like it's not showy, but then there would be those shots that, again, I get like a great sense of location, gorgeous like uses of exteriors, and I love, again, those like evening shots are so beautiful and stay out in my mind. And also, I love how it framed its characters too. Like, we were talking about that scene where he gets mugged by Leo Woodall's character in a way. You just kind of see like the bottom half of these two people just passed out. There's a lot of mindful framing in its characters and things like that to reflect like personality and statuses of certain characters, which I really liked.
I really loved this one scene where Tony's on the phone with his parents and he's like in the background. There's this whole other scene happening in the foreground between these extras, but like he's the one in focus, even though he's this tiny blip in the camera. I thought it was a really interesting way to shoot that scene. This is probably the most traditionally Hollywoody Matt Johnson movie. Most of his movies are mockumentaries. Pretty much all of them have been handheld. And this is the first one to really look like this.
Yeah.
And I think even working within those parameters, he does a really great job with it.
To me, it felt like a very distinct vision for the most part. And it felt like it was taking risks. My problem with the film, though, came with the last 20 or so minutes. And that's when I started to feel, oh, okay, we're trying to resort to some of these tropes and biopics that I don't love. Some of those aspects, without spoiling too much, is like, oh, this is how he got his name, or things like that, where it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
That kind of felt straight out of an Avengers movie or something.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
And I almost felt like it kind of wrapped up a little bit on a whimper in terms of like, I was hoping for something with a little bit more impact, a little bit better of a payoff, but I still think this is a fantastic movie. Again, great character work, memorable performances, a great use of location, visually distinct, great soundtrack.
And the food, oh my god, if you're a fan of seafood at all.
I love seafood.
Same. Oh my, okay, lobster boil incoming.
Let's fucking go.
But First of all, seeing the menu, seeing a lobster roll for $4, very jealous.
$20 slice of, or 20-cent slice of pizza.
Oh my
It's $20
gosh.
now.
Stavros Halkias specifically said he was eating about 12 lobster rolls a day while they were shooting, because
This lucky
that's what the
motherfucker.
restaurant is churning out. It is churning out oysters, lobster
I
rolls.
love oysters. I
lobster
fucking love
thermidor.
oysters.
Me too.
Oysters?
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Shouts out.
I am so jealous. That sounds like such a dream job, to just be standing there with Matt Johnson, Antonio Banderas, eating 12 lobster rolls a day, getting paid for it in Provincetown, Massachusetts. Like, please.
Yeah, Provincetown is like the gay capital of, New England, right? So shouts out.
Yes, that is something that's in Kitchen Confidential that was not reflected in the film, actually. I felt like the movie did an excellent job of showing a lot of what Bourdain describes in Kitchen Confidential about his experience in the movie it's 1 summer, in the book it is 2. But Bourdain did describe a very vibrant gay culture there, and that was missing from the film. So what do you have to say
want
for
it to be a
yourself,
little
Matt
more
Johnson?
gay. Yeah, literally. We get a moment, but other than that.
Where were the short
Provincetown?
shorts?
Fuck yeah. I was going to say, though, you mentioned Stavi. I thought he was really good in it, even though he is kind of playing himself, at least his personality and other online stuff, but he's still really funny in it.
Exactly.
I think his cup says Stavi on it in the movie.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think his character is just named Stavi, whatever. Okay.
And he's building a pretty good filmography for himself
For
between this and
real?
Begonia.
Yeah.
Begonia, which he didn't even audition for, Yorgos came for him.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even know that. He's stuff, yeah. But, he was good in here.
He pretty much plays himself in every role. It's we need this kind of fat, creepy guy, just like a working class guy. Yeah, he's perfect.
I'm pushing back. He's not creepy. I actually really appreciate him, because every time he has a guest on his podcast that will kind of say something centrist, or
he does push
I don't
back.
know. Yes, exactly. He pushes back. Yeah.
Well, he's also a guy, he could be pervy, and he could do it in a non-creepy way,
Exactly.
shouts out.
He really can.
There's few people who can pull that off. He pulls it off,
I think you don't often see straight cis men pushing back like that directly to the faces of other men, and it's very cool to see him do it.
Yeah.
He pushed back against Jake Johnson on his use of AI as a therapy tool, basically.
Yes.
Basically called him an idiot.
That's so funny. I also love Adam Friedland from Come Town.
He's wonderful.
And he could push back too.
Did you know that we're actually getting a third Matt Johnson movie later this year?
Yes. Okay, I know the answer.
It's the Uncle Stavi comedy special on Netflix.
And
in
we'll
about
be
a month.
seated. Let me tell you. If Matt's behind that camera and Stavi's in front of it, preferably Matt's in front of it too, but that's okay.
There was this one scene that made me jump when Antonio Banderas shoots a fish with a shotgun. I'm not someone who really reacts physically to movies that much, but there are 2 movies this year where a gunshot has really gotten me, just for totally different reasons, and it's Tony and Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie. We were enjoying Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, but the point where they jumped off the tower, we were I think that was the moment we were just in. We're wherever this goes, I'm on board now.
It's so base, yeah.
You think they're gonna spend the whole movie building up to jumping off the tower, but then it happens 5 minutes in.
I love
and
that.
It's oh my god,
It's
just
awesome.
please go watch that film.
I did think Jay was kind of going off on the score at one point.
The score was awesome. He's a great score maker. He did this score for that Hell of a Summer or something like that.
Oh, really?
He did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that movie has such good characters, but such a
really?
bad
I don't even
story.
remember the characters.
I think Matt Johnson is making a movie with Finn Wolfhard
He
next
is.
too.
So overall thoughts on Tony?
Yeah, like I said, I loved it until the ending, but that was a small blight. It's a fun hangout movie that's really well made, and I would love to see some performances nominated at the Oscars for it. I don't think they're cool enough to do that, but yeah, I think Dominic and Antonio Banderas and Leo Woodall all are deserving of such. And of course, best score and best cinematography.
I think Leo Woodall would be an inspired nomination here.
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas as well would be incredible.
Yeah.
Dominic Sessa, I think, was stronger in the Holdovers. So
Really? I
he-
liked it more. I liked it more here, honestly.
I
But then
think
again,
that's valid.
I don't love the Holdovers. So.
I do. Love
That's fair,
That's a new
that's fair.
staple for my family
Oh,
and
really?
I around Christmas.
Shouts
So I
out.
think if he wasn't nominated for the Holdovers, which did get several noms, he probably won't be for this. Although A24 does have a lot of backing. I know that a lot of people are kind of flocking to this. So this could have more push for him.
Yeah.
Maybe there is more of a chance. I don't think he's undeserving, but I think Leo Woodall and Antonio were more standouts for me. I think the score was incredible. I don't know if I'm biased or not because I do love him so much, but I would love to see a Matt Johnson nomination here, of course.
Yeah.
I think the Oscars love to do nominations that celebrate people's careers, not just the film they're currently working on. Obviously, Matt Johnson is not old, but looking at his body of work, the Dirties, Operation Avalanche, Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie that just came out last year, also the TV stuff he's worked on, I think he is one of the most interesting filmmakers working today. I think he has such insight into the human spirit, which I think I've said word for word so many times on this podcast, but it's because I mean it. I don't know if I find anyone as inspiring as him, at least that's working today currently. I think he just really sees people and really is invested in telling stories that celebrate humanity. And it's amazing to be living in a time where a filmmaker like that is being given so much opportunity. And he's inspiring me every day, as I hope and believe he is other people too. And I think you should go see this. I think this was awesome.
You know, Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, technically counts as a 2026 release, so maybe that could be nominated for Oscar. I don't think it will be, but I would love it. But you know,
I'm getting more like Independent Spirit Awards, honestly, for both of these. But I don't know, maybe Tony could get nominated for an Oscar.
I feel
could
like
see,
that one has more of a.
I could see Antonio Banderas getting nominated by some awards bodies for sure.
He was great.
Maybe it could be like a Weapon scenario where he's the only one who gets nominated.
I mean, Leo Woodall is my favorite performance in the movie. But yeah,
I think I would agree with that, actually.
yeah, but I would love any of those three to be nominated.
I really enjoyed this overall as well. It's just such a fun, cozy ride. I really liked the vibe of this movie. If nothing else, it's just a fun summer movie. I was really rocking with this for probably 2/3 of it. I think it gets a little too stereotypical, particularly in the ending, but overall I really enjoyed this. And actually reading Kitchen Confidential now, I was surprised how some of the crazier moments came from real life and not being invented for the screenplay.
The wife?
The bride on her wedding day.
Crazy.
Really? That was
real.
That's in the
That
book.
was real. It's
Crazy.
in the book.
wow. I'd give it a high 7 out of 10. I wouldn't mind rewatching it. Probably still show my parents Blackberry over this. I feel like even though this one's more accessible, it's not like the movie my parents would like to see. So
No, my mom will love this. She'll probably cry a lot. I think my dad will like this too, honestly. So I think I'll definitely show them this just to get more Matt Johnson content in my life.
shouts out.
I think on Letterboxd, I'm feeling 4 stars. So probably an 8 out of 10 for me.
I want to say I rated this 4 stars as well, so 8 out of 10. Honestly, I was feeling a 4.5 for a little while, but didn't quite get there for me at the end.
Yeah, if it stuck the landing on the end, I would have given it an 8.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, there's like those first 2 acts I think are really strong. The first like 20 minutes was it was a little bit of like, okay, this build up, but like yeah, that middle section, second half of like the first act, I really liked. It has so many great characters. Davi's like a smaller character. I loved his stuff. Yeah, I thought even Emilia Jones, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
I thought she did a good job too. I wish there was a little bit more of her. But other
Yeah.
than that, yeah,
She kind of serves her purpose, I guess.
yeah,
She doesn't really have much of a character.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Matt Johnson doesn't often portray women in his movies, but for some reason makes me feel so safe.
I want to see him write a female lead.
I don't know if I do.
Well, I want to see. He has those movies with what's her name? I forgot her name, but like
Matt and Mara.
yeah, and he
He
was
looks-
also I think in Anne at 10,000 feet, but with the same woman.
Matt can make a movie about a woman, and the woman is him.
True. What if the
Shouts
woman
out.
is me, Matt? I'm willing. I will do it for free. Call me.
Have you heard the like Matt Johnson is a repressed trans woman theory? I've definitely seen that, especially in regards to the Dirties.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. I've seen the Dirties read as like repressed trans.
They're like, I could have saved her.
I've seen so much gender bend art of Matt and Jay. It's like insane. And like the trans community has really taken up.
It's either like
the band, the show.
Matt is a woman and doesn't realize it, or I guess the more obvious reading is like he's gay for Jay.
Shouts out. Shouts out.
Well, yes.
Pretty much every one of his works is about being obsessed with your hotter friend.
He said
including
this,
Tony, kind of.
He said this on A24's podcast that came out on August 12th, 2026. He says this is what most of his works are about, is being obsessed with your hotter best friend, a la Jay. So
shouts out.
Mom, am I handsome?
You are interesting looking, but he is so handsome. He's so handsome. When I tell you I fell out of my seat at the shot that shows his bicep in Nirvana the Band,
You slipped out because it was so wet.
Yes.
You guys know the tea about Tony Bourdain and Asia Argento?
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah.
You know that?
No.
Do you want to?
Yes.
You probably don't, actually. So Asia Argento is an actress. She's Dario Argento's daughter. During the whole Me Too thing, she was one of the first ones to like make accusations against Harvey Weinstein and was like a big leader in that. But then Jimmy Bennett, this former child actor, was like, actually she had sex with me when I was 17 and she was 40. Anthony Bourdain was dating Asia Argento, married to her maybe at the time. And so they like paid Jimmy off $300,000 or something. And I think Bourdain it was his money they gave him, or like maybe he just facilitated the money going to him. And then like he kills himself, obviously. And so Asia Argento, after the fact, kind of says like, oh, that was Tony. I had nothing to do with that. He paid him off on his own accord. And like, obviously he can't stick up for himself. He's dead.
You see, I knew that Asia Argento was involved with Tony and that Asia Argento was a pedo, but I didn't know that much. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I think that about does it for A24 and Matt Johnson's Tony. Matt Johnson, if you're listening, come to Orlando.
Call me.
Or we'll go to Toronto. Either way.
We
We'll
will
meet you halfway.
buy you dinner. We will do anything.
You are always welcome.
You are always
Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
This was so much fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to being on again if y'all are welcome to have me.
Where can our listeners find you if they don't already follow you?
Oh yeah, I mean on YouTube my Lego stuff is on Just Too Good. On Letterboxd my movie stuff is on Just Too Good, and then on YouTube my film reviews are on Just Too Film.
And Just Too Food. I mean,
yeah, there's
related.
Just Too Food. Yeah, we just did a collab.
We need to do like a lobster review.
I'm down.
We can do Red Lobster.
Oh yeah, Red Lobster, just the whole menu. It's like I bought the whole Red Lobster menu.
That'd be really good.
That'd be insane. I'd be down. I fuck with those biscuits.
You have any like cool stuff about to come out, or
by the time this gets uploaded, my every minifigure opening is a classic. I'm gonna have TIFF coverage on Just Too Film and the Just Too Good Letterboxd, so check that out. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Just coasting.
Subscribe to Cinephomaniacs on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts.
You can follow us at Cinephomaniacs on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Letterboxd, and send us your thoughts at cinephomaniacs@gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Did you nut? Usually you